Hey there, A-Bird friggin' fam. So here we are, Fix Me Please Part 2. That's right, the old, poor, abandoned Marlin Model 60 is about to be completely redone. So this is just going to be one of those things where you don't always have to throw away that old rifle. They can be used as cadaver parts. And speaking of that, the donor rifle did come in. Henceforth, that is where this stock came from. And that is also where the barrel and the outer magazine tube is going to come from. But today, phase 1, collect underpants. Alright, so enough South Park references. So let's go ahead and dive into this. There's no need to do a bunch of reflection. I will go ahead and put a small snippet now. So that was just a quick little snippet from the entrance to the Fix Me Please Marlin Model 60 to give you an idea of what we started with. Of course, you can always go and watch that video to get the specifics of the condition of the rifle after it had literally been left abandoned, from the story that I understand, in a backyard shed. Definitely shows it. But let's go ahead and let's get this started. Now, I will be using some things that are not mainstream in today's world. One of those things will be good old-fashioned GI bore solvent. That's right. This shit would strip the paint off of a Cadillac. Henceforth, I'm using protective measures because I don't want to consume any of this. But let's go ahead and let's get this jug open. Let's give you a quick little look at the receiver. Oh, eek. Ow, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not savable. So first and foremost, going to go ahead and, I forgot, give it a little shaky, shaky, shaky. Woo! And then we're going to start to apply it. So I just got a expendable chunk of green scrub pad. And get that bore solvent. And I'm just going to start literally getting it coated on there. And that is literally going to strip away all of the, basically algae, because it's aluminum, it's not really rust. We're also going to end up stripping all the factory paint off, because this receiver, barrel, and outer magazine tube is going to get painted, not black. This rifle is going to go in a different direction. I think it's going to actually be one of the coolest Model 60 rehabs that I've personally done. So we'll get this all good and in there. Go ahead, don't be scared. Don't drink this stuff though. So I'm going to go ahead and let this good old GI bore solvent. I think this shit could be the cure for cancer. I don't know. I'm just not brave enough to drink it. Plus, I'm hoping I don't have cancer. So we're going to go ahead and put that to the side. That's going to actually get some rest time. But now let's go ahead and turn to the inner magazine tube, because today's portion is going to be stock preparation. I'm going to also go over what I'm going to do with the stock. But as you see, this poor inner magazine tube has definitely seen better days. We want to bust all that off of there, and we want to get it nice and cleaned up. So we come back with our 3M pad with our GI bore solvent. I'm not going to bore you by literally making you watch me do everything today. What I am going to do is I'm going to show you what these products and the process that I'm using, the results that I get, and then I'll finish them up off camera. Then we will come back. I'll show you the end results but more importantly, I want to show you how I'm going to get there. And you can literally hear when you come out of the cleaned portion and you go into the corroded portion. So go ahead and put that back in our blue tub. What is our blue tub, you might say? Well, actually, I'm upcycling, much like using 12 gauge husk for your AK hammer springs. This is just a container from, this is actually from Swiffer Wet Wipes, but it gives me a container that I can go ahead and scrub parts in. Go ahead and grab an expendable microfiber, because once I start using this with this bore solvent, you wouldn't want to wipe on anything after that. So there is a preview of just that little bit of scrubbing. And then you can literally see where you go into the corrosion from it sitting inside of a steel tube. The steel tube is pretty rusty. Luckily, our donor rifle has a good one and a decent barrel. So that real quick is just going to be the inner magazine tube cleanup. Now, we'll hit up our receiver again real quick. I'll go ahead and give you a little look-see here. So as you can see, our receiver, that GI bore solvent is going to literally strip the paint right off of it. That's not a big deal. Like I said, it's aluminum and we're going to paint it anyway. Just to give you an idea of the first quick cleaning. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and do a 45-minute video of all the prep work for the receiver, the magazine tube, but the stock. The stock is going to be a little bit different because the stock is going to get actually wrapped. And when I say wrapped, it's going to get a GunSkin vinyl style wrap. I'm going to go ahead and use these gloves again later, but definitely don't want to cross-contaminate my wood portion with the GI bore solvent, because the more oils and stuff I get in there, the less that the GunSkins wrap is going to want to stick to it. No, this video isn't sponsored by GunSkins. Their stuff is pretty cool. You can get magazine wraps, lower receiver wraps. You can even get a GunSkin to make your pistol look like the old Nintendo Duck Hunter pistol. So some cool stuff there. Like I said, I want this rehab project to be something special, mainly because some friends of mine behind the communist lines sent me that poor Model 60 that I showed you the little intro from the video as a joke. Yes, as a joke, because they figured, let's just send it over there and see what happens. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and rehab that rifle. So let's talk about what is going to be the end result for the stock. It's going to be Kryptek Nomad or Highlander, somewhat desert colored GunSkins wrap. Like I said, once again, not sponsored by GunSkins. They don't even know I'm using this stuff. But here's our hardwood stock. As you can see, we actually have a hardwood stock and not a pressboard stock. So how are we going to go ahead and get this cleaned up? Because as you can see, hopefully, there it is. We get it out of the glare. She's pretty dirty. I found Farnsby's furniture refinisher to be the golden secret. Ironically, the same people that sent me that poor decrepit Fix Me Please Marlin Model 60 is also the person who showed me the Farnsby's. So Farnsby's, and I'm using triple aught steel wool, and you just simply scrub a dub. The best part about this is it actually will not lift a lot of stain. So I've used it for Mauser rehabs, cleaning up Garand stocks to get hand oil and stuff out of the wood and just make them look good. We'll flip over to a dry portion of our microfiber and give it a little rub. Then if I was going to leave the wood stock, then I would come back in with good old-fashioned liquid gold. But the Farnsby's does a really good cleanup job. Now I will be taking another scrub pad to the stock, and I'm going to actually rough it up a little bit before I apply my GunSkins wrap. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and head off camera, and I'm going to get the behind the scenes work done. Then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you some of the end result. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave the stock for the next video, because I want the stock, the receiver, the barrel, and the magazine to be shown to you all after they've been painted and wrapped. But I'll go ahead and finish up the magazine tube and everything else. And in part 3, we'll come back. I'll recap what went on, and we will start the almost finished process of getting ready for reassembly. But clean up the action assembly, clean up the trigger, clean and polish the bolt, get everything ready to go back together and show you the finished project in part 4 when we actually take it out to the range. Everybody, Art with A Bird Freedom Support here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. If you like to watch forgotten and abandoned firearms be rescued, go ahead and hit that like button. Throw a comment in there. If you have a Marlin Model 60, do you like it? Do you not like it? More importantly, if you want more tips and tricks, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification button, and go ahead and watch the videos that pertain to you, and the ones that don't, go ahead, click on them, hit a like, and move on. With that, everybody stay safe. I'm going to go ahead and get this poor baby resurrected, because Fix Me Please needs to be rehomed after she's done. Everybody stay safe. Out.